Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swamrupa Kadahamayam Dadati Swa Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Swagana Raghunathavitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana.
We can't hear you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji dropped off. Did he join?
Like some internet problem.
Maybe. Yeah, I think Prabhuji left.
Sorry, I lost connection between, I don't know why. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Where was I when I lost connection? I was chanting prayers. So where did I reach? Jai Shri Krishna or Hare Krishna? It was done.
Om Ajnana Timirandasya, and then
No. So it from the very start?
Yes, Prabhuji, we did not hear anything. Just the purport, just the last line of the purport, that's it.
Wow. Okay. So I did the entire prayers, but I'll just chant the last two. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for joining today's session. So in this chapter titled Devahuti's Lamentation, we see that After, in the previous chapter, Swambhuva Manu marries his daughter Devahuti with Kadama Muni, a great mystic who used to perform a lot of austerities in service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So for 10,000 years, we see Kadama Muni is performing austerities. And during that time when he's performing austerities, his wife Devahuti is nicely serving her husband without taking care of herself. Even for women, they normally take care of their body a lot. The entire cosmetic industry runs because of them. But Devahuti, while serving her husband, did not worry about her body, and as a result, we see verses where her body had completely become emaciated, weak, discolored, and all disfigured, and all those kind of different things which beautifies a woman's body. So, Kadama Muni, after finishing his austerities, seeing that, was very pleased with Devahuti. And now he mentioned to her what she wanted. And basically, Devahuti, for every woman, their longing is that, okay, somehow they bear a child, right? And especially in the case of Kadama Muni and Devahuti, there was a contract which was done even before marriage, that after she will get the offspring, Kadama Muni will live, right? Because the higher purpose of life is not just to expand a family. The higher purpose of life is ultimately to use this human birth in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Shavai Pumsha Paro Dharmo Yato Bhakti Adoksaja. Right? The higher purpose of life is to ultimately dedicate our entire life in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Devahuti now they knew about the contract, and then also Devahuti desired that, okay, I need a child. If you are pleased with me, please make arrangements for that. Because though Devahuti was raised, we see she was staying in such a palatial building of Swambhuva Manu, and here for 10,000 years she was just living in a hut, now taking care of Kadama Muni. So Kadama Muni, from his yogic powers, he creates this aerial mansion, right? A mansion which floats in the air, aerial mansion. And now the beauty of that aerial mansion is mentioned from 13th to 21st verse. And he created that aerial mansion so beautifully that he himself was amazed by the beauty of it, right? Kadama Muni himself was astonished to see them. It had all kinds of arrangement, and ultimately, these kinds of arrangements are required. Palatial building is to in a grahastha life, how wife would desire a beautiful house where they can, the family can increase the progeny and ultimately they can raise the children in Krishna consciousness. So Devahuti desired that, and Kardamuni fulfilled that. But then, after fulfilling that desire of having an aerial mansion, she sees herself, and so she's completely emaciated, weak. So Kardamuni, to make her ready to bear the child, he is mentioning to Devahuti to take a bath in this Bindu Sarovar, right? In previous chapters, we heard how Bindu Sarovar manifested. They manifested from the love of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and is a desire fulfilling lake, right? So Devahuti entered that lake, and as soon as she enters that lake, she finds that there are not at all taking bathing there, but then there are these 10,000 maids who is helping her to beautify herself. Even now in current day marriages, which we see that, okay, no matter those arrangements, there are beauty parlors, there are hairdressers, there are nail finishers, and you name it, and they have it. So what to speak of during that time when we see that there are 10,000 attendants serving Devahuti. I was speaking and speaking. Where did you lose me?
The 10,000
Yeah.
Shiraj showing.
You're telling about assistants, different services. You had 10,000 assistants to Devahuti.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
going to just cell phone. Yeah. So 10,000 attendants were serving Devahuti, and ultimately they gave her this Ayurvedic medicine Asaban, which increases her metabolism and so that now she can be ready for the progeny. It's mentioned that it's important for a woman to dress nicely, to decorate her nicely, especially for her husband, not to show this other woman out there, see, I'm dressed nicely. But especially for her husband, she should always dress nicely. With pleasing words, satisfy the husband. And she served her husband so nicely that husband was automatically pleased. But then further, seeing her in that nice attire with all the ornaments, it would further increase the attraction for the wife. And when that attraction was increased for the wife, then now they can have better progeny. The husband would be attracted to the wife. And Srila Prabhupada in the purport, one of the purport, he mentions that just like during that union, when the husband gets more attracted towards the wife, that union gives birth to a male child. If the wife gets more attracted to her husband at the time of union, she gives birth to a female child, like a girl. So that all these intricacies are there. And in the sanskaras, there's a ritual which is performed called Pumsavan, to have a male child. But now this is natural. The dynamics is set up in that way. And that's where women is advised, in one sense, to decorate themselves nicely with and as for their husbands. Okay. Are there any questions or discussions in this subject matter? Sorry for the disturbances in the connection today.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisance, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. So Prabhu, here we see that Mother Devavati selflessly served, her body became wretched, etc.
Yeah.
And then after that, she went to the lake, and these apsaras, they made her really beautiful again.
Yeah.
My question, Prabhu, is the basic principle of devotion starts with, I'm not the body, I'm the soul. So why then have all the decorations and beautification for the body? Both are beautiful. Both are devotees, right? Mother Devavati and Kardama Muni.
Yeah. Very nice. So on one side, we are preaching that we are not this body, we are the soul, and why then this beautification is there. So this beautification also, any particular thing, when you use it for the service of the Supreme Lord, right? When you use it for the service of the Supreme Lord, that is considered as a devotional service, right? We see Pundarik Vidyanidhi, because she has so much wealth, right? That Mukunda Dutt and Vasudev goes, when they go to see Pundarik Vidyanidhi, he is lying on a bed and he's being fanned by servants and he's eating grapes. And Bhogaishwarya Prasaktanam, right? Gadadhar Pandit also had gone there, and when they see that situation, they think, oh, he's so materially engrossed. He's so materially engrossed. But seeing that mindset, immediately Mukunda thinks, oh, let me start narrating the pastimes of the Supreme Lord of Putana. And he starts narrating the pastimes of Putana. And as soon as they start narrating the pastimes of Putana, Pundarik Vidyanidhi is in complete ecstasy. So man, it cannot be just gauged by, oh, okay, he's materially engrossed. He's such a spiritual personality, but why is so much materially engrossed? Right. Similarly, here, Kadam Muni and Devahuti, the Prajapatis, they're bringing forth daughters, and ultimately we see she gives birth to 9 daughters. And they're married to 9 different sages, as Prajapatis, who increases the population. So for increasing the population, just like Krishna mentions that sex life, if it is performed in that for the progeny of bringing Krishna conscious children, I'm sex. Right. So for that arrangement, a good house, like a beautiful body, not for showcasing themselves on different magazines to become like a sense object for others to enjoy, or sell themselves outside, but for the satisfaction of the husband. But for the satisfaction of the husband. So that beautification is required. In Grahastha life, there are many things which are required in that ashram, where though you may be completely situated in serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead, pleasing words in the family is also required. Give me a minute, I think somebody's ringing my bell. Yeah. So, does that answer your question, Amrita Babu? That's why taking care of the body, even knowing that we are not this body, we are a soul. In fact, one time when I had gone to Kirtanagari, Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj had posted a letter from Srila Prabhupada's teachings where Srila Prabhupada had mentioned that one should take care of one's body. Because, first of all, body is the temple of the Lord. Body is the temple of the Lord. We anoint, we take bath, we anoint our body at 9 different places. With different mantras. Why? Because those 9 different places in the body, the Lord resides. Right? The Lord resides primarily near the heart, in the region of the heart. But ultimately, we want to surrender our body in the service of the Lord. And in the service of the Lord, if the beautification of the body is also required in the service of the Lord, then also it is needed. Just like for 10,000 years, they did not take care of the body. Right? They did not take care of the body because at that time the purpose was different, for satisfaction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But now they are performing an act so that that act can be used in the service of the Lord. For that, if anything is required to beautify, you perform that. Not go, no, I'm the body. I'm not the body, I'm the soul. No, anything which is used in the service of the Lord. Just like we have our devotees, those who are involved in fundraising and meeting other important personalities outside. They wear this matka silk or silk clothes and fully iron clothes and well groomed and everything before they meet the personality outside. Not that they go with wrinkled clothes. We're not the body. Why should I care? Because then outside person would gauge you like that and would form an impression about a Krishna conscious person that, if he cannot even take care of himself, how can he take care of others? Right?
Mm.
Is that okay? Amit Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you. I think we are at 7. I'm sorry for all these interruptions. Not wanted. I was getting interruptions today. Okay. Important days. Tomorrow is Gundicha Marjana. Right? Beautifying the temple of the Lord. Cheto Darpana Marjanam, just like chanting. We try to do pure chanting of the holy name of the Lord to clean our hearts. This is to clean the Lord's abode so that the Lord can be pulled and he can reside in that abode nicely. Not that he resides at a place where there are ruchis and these and that and that and that. So please participate with full vigor out there, so that Mahaprabhu himself so nicely cleaned Gundicha temple and performed this fast from Gundicha Marjana. It's there in Chaitanya Chaitamrita. Probably you all can take an exercise before coming tomorrow to read that section. We will post that in Nityam Bhagavata Sevya, that particular section where you can read so that you can come in that consciousness for Gundicha Marjana tomorrow. Yeah. And then the weekend is filled with festivities, Rath Yatra on Tuesday, the actual day Rath Yatra in addition, not in addition, right in at our Plainfield temple, around the temple. And then on June 24th, Atlantic City Rath Yatra on the boardwalk. So a lot of festivities this weekend. And next, Jananivas Prabhu and the wonderful devotees from Sri Mayapur Dham are also here. No. So take this opportunity to get the mercy to just see Jananivas Prabhu. They are pilgrimage places. The pure devotee of the Lord are like pilgrimage places. Wherever they go, they carry the pilgrimage with them. So associate and take this wonderful association in that particular mood this weekend. All right. Any other, any other announcement, Krishna Prabhu, before?
Yes, Prabhu. Saturday morning is Gundicha Marjan. Then Sunday morning, we have his Holiness Bhakti Vinod Swami Maharaj speaking.
On the Shravan festival of Jagannath Katha. Okay.
Yeah. And tomorrow is, I think, fasting till noon is there. I think Bhakti Vinod Thakur disappearance.
Okay.
I'll double check.
Let me just get it. Yeah, Sri Bhakti Vinod Thakur's disappearance, then Gadadhar Pandit disappearance there tomorrow. Already. Okay, sounds good. I would like to wish you all a safe and Krishna conscious day and weekend ahead. And we'd like to offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Shri Nrsimha,
Jai
Jai
Narsinga, Jai
Nrsimha, Jai
Narsinga,
Jai
Jai Jai
Nrsimha,
Narsinga.
Radhe,
Jai
Jai
Jai Padma Mukha Padma
Mukha
Bindam.
Padma Bindam, Ugra Veera
Ugraveeram
Mahavishnu
Vishnu Jalantam Sarvato Mukham
Narsingam
Singa
Bhishana
Veshanam
Bhadram
Bhadram Mrityam Mrityam Namamyam
नरसिंह भगवान की जय, प्रहलाद
जय।
महाराज की जय.
Jai.
Let's offer our humble obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpataruvasya
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha
kripasindhuvasya
kripasindhubheva cha
patitanam
pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo namo namah.
वैष्णविंद की जय.
जय।
श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. शिला
जय।
प्रभुपाद की जय.
Jai.
गौर प्रेमानंदे.
Hari Hari.
हरि
Thank you, Madhupati
Thank you,
Prabhuji.
Madhupati
Thank you,
Prabhuji.
everyone.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Hari Bol.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.